Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on KAJ, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Don Fisher. A nice outlook for the weekend weather-wise, but rain and snow are in the forecast and they're going to be coming next week. For more on that, let's take it over to Chief Meteorologist Erin Yost for her first forecast. Erin?
Absolutely, and today we are still seeing some rain and snow out there across western Montana. Most of the impacts being felt just to the south of us, which they should stay just in that location. If we see anything, it'll be rather isolated in nature over the next several hours, but we do have a drying trend taking shape, and that'll move in as Saturday progresses. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning we could see a lingering rain or snow shower, but by the afternoon I'm expecting partly sunny skies. We will see highs right around average in the low to mid 40s. Sunday, clouds will be on the increase as our next system approaches, and Don alluded to that just a second ago. A lot of next week's looking pretty unsettled. More coming up.
All right, thank you, Erin. A special session of the Montana legislature gets underway on Tuesday to address the state's $227 million budget hole. Governor Steve Bullock, a Democrat, is proposing a three-pronged approach, about $77 million in budget cuts, which he can order, along with $75 million in temporary tax increases, along with nearly $77 million in budget transfers and adjustments. He's proposing 3 tax increases, raising the state lodging tax, a rental car tax of 10%, and a $30 million fee on the state work comp funds. Transfers include taking nearly $11 million from the state employees' health plan and eliminating an $11 million payment to public schools this year. And legislative Republicans have other ideas. They want to consider accepting about $30 million from the owner of a private prison in Shelby in exchange for a contract extension, and perhaps require 2 nonprofit health insurers to pay a state premium tax. Republican lawmakers said Friday they have enough signatures to expand the agenda of next week's special session beyond what's been proposed by Democratic Governor Steve Bullock. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the two sides are that far apart on solving the state's budget crisis. MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison previews the special session.
Governor Bullock has called lawmakers into special session because he doesn't want to fill the state's $227 million budget hole only with spending cuts. Democratic lawmakers and most Republicans who control majorities at the legislature mostly agree on that point.
When you look at that list of what those cuts would look like, they are devastating and they are grim and they would have significant impacts on working families across the state. And frankly, it's just unacceptable to cut to that degree.
So the governor says he'll cut about 1/3 of that amount and wants the legislature to approve some budget transfers and temporary tax increases to cover the remaining shortfall. Dan Villa, the governor's budget director, says he thinks lawmakers are on board with most of the cuts and transfers, but it's that final leg, the taxes, that aren't settled.
Really, we're having a disagreement over $75 million in temporary revenue. To me, when you're 2/3 of the way down the path, you don't try to make it look as though you're further apart than you are. You work and you try to find that last third.
Republican House Speaker Austin Knudsen says tax increases are the main sticking point, and that he'd prefer none is approved.
I don't think we should be raising any taxes. I think there are probably some in my caucus that feel a little differently about that, but right now, frankly, I don't think there are the votes to pass tax increases of any kind.
A key element of this dispute is an offer from the owner of the private prison at Shelby. Core Civic says it will give the state about $30 million from an account of state money that the company controls, if the state agrees to extend Core Civic's contract to run the prison for up to 10 years. Republican lawmakers say they see no reason not to accept the deal and use that money to lower or erase the need for any tax increases.
I can't see any reason on earth why a Republican would vote to raise $75 million in taxes when we're leaving $30 million on the table with Core Civic and the private prison.
Bullock and fellow Democrats very much oppose this move, saying the contract with Core Civic deserves more scrutiny and thought.
They want to give us our money back. This is the state's money, $30 million, in exchange for a $150 million long-term commitment to them. This is an important contract for the state. It's one that we need to take the time to look at carefully and not try to ram through in a 2 or 3 day special session without full transparency by the public.
Could a private prison contract really be the make or break item in a special session to balance the budget? It's possible, but if lawmakers want to avoid major spending cuts to many programs, they'll have to find a solution that the majority and the governor can agree on. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And the special session convenes next Tuesday, and committee hearings begin on Monday at the Capitol.
Salute to Service is brought to you by Flathead Electric Cooperative, your not-for-profit member-owned co-op.
It takes honor, sacrifice, commitment, and action to be a soldier. And on Veterans Day, we say thank you for their selfless service to defend the freedoms we hold dear. In this week's Salute to Service, MTN's Nicole Miller shows us how across the Flathead Valley and beyond, communities are saluting our veterans.
Main Street in Kalispell is flanked on both sides with flags flying high in honor of Veterans Day. Local wrestlers and members of the Kalispell Glacier VFW Post 2252 hung the flags, which stretch from the courthouse to Depot Park, while most of us were still sleeping.
The post here, in conjunction with the wrestling teams at Glacier High School and Flathead High School, have done this now. I think it's the third year that we've done it with those Coach Jeff Thompson from Flathead and Coach Ross Dankers from Glacier have been a great supporter of this.
Flathead High assistant wrestling coach Lee Fretwell is a veteran of Desert Storm, Afghanistan, and Iraq. He says part of the goal of the post is to teach youth the responsibility of respecting the flag.
It's a symbol of our country, obviously, and the respect that it's something that we can hold on to that ties all of us together as veterans, but not just as veterans, but as Americans. And at the post, that's one of our missions, is to let everybody know what it means to us, or what it should mean to everybody else.
Here in Depot Park in Kalispell is where perhaps one of the largest ceremonies will take place on Veterans Day, beginning at 11 a.m.
You know, it starts on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And the Elks Club is the one that's actually runs this. Our VFW post, for those people that want to come down for the ceremony, as soon as it's over, they can come by the post for a free barbecue lunch. And feel free, we'd love to have everybody down there. And it usually takes about 45 minutes, and it's a very somber ceremony.
Reporting in Kalispell, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
And several events marking Veterans Day are planned across western Montana tomorrow. The Missoula ceremony will be held at the new location this year due to the construction at the Missoula County Courthouse. The American Legion Post 101 will hold its annual Veterans Day ceremony at Fort Missoula Regional Park on South Avenue at 10:15. In the Bitterroot, the Corvallis American Legion Post 91 will lead a parade down Main Street in Corvallis at 11, and this is the first year for the Veterans Day Blizzard Ride from 9:30 to 2 p.m. The ride also starts at Napa Auto Parts in Hamilton and will raise money for riders programs like Canine Care Montana, which is a service dog training center in Phillipsburg. The National Park Service will offer free admission to all of its facilities on Veterans Day weekend in honor of those who serve and have served in the U.S. military. This includes Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument, where the winter hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The self-guided Deer Ravine Trail and Tour Road in the Reno-Bettine Battlefield are open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. The battlefield shows a 25-minute film titled Triumph and Tragedy along the Little Bighorn at the Visitor Center upon request during the winter. In Mineral County, a committee is trying to figure out how to reopen the jail due to staffing shortages in late October that closed. They've identified two key issues, and both the sheriff and commissioners are working to come up with solutions. Last Friday at the weekly commissioners meeting, a jail committee was established. It included the sheriff, undersheriff, 3 members of the public, and 2 detention officers who recently quit at the jail. They are working to figure out why people don't want to work there. Commissioner Roman Zalowny says 2 issues have been identified: low salary for detention officers and reportedly questionable policies that have been implemented by jail management.
The problems they identified are ones that, you know, between the sheriff and the commissioners can have a quick resolution, because we want to get some jailers back to work. Hopefully, the limited pool of workers in Mineral County, there are still some people who will apply for the job.
In the meantime, Mineral County arrests are being sent to the Sanders County Jail in Thompson Falls, which is about 75 miles away. This costs them almost $70 per day per inmate. And on Monday evening, the committee will present their findings and recommendations to the commissioners at a special meeting in an effort to get the jail reopened. 4 women reported to the Washington Post that Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore made inappropriate advances towards them while they were underage. All 4 women have confirmed their stories to CBS News. Now the question is, will Moore stay in the election race to fill Jeff Sessions' Senate seat? Mo Langhe has more details from Capitol Hill.
Judge Roy Moore is under fire after 4 women claimed he made sexual advances towards them when they were teens and he was in his 30s. The women's claims were published by the Washington Post Thursday. One woman said Moore kissed her, took off her shirt and pants and guided her hand to touch him over his underwear when she was just 14. But the Republican candidate for Alabama's Senate seat is firing back, tweeting, "We are in the midst of a spiritual battle with those who want to silence our message." Several of his supporters stuck with that spiritual theme. Moore's brother tells CNN that the judge is being persecuted like Jesus Christ was, and that the female accusers will have to answer to God for these false allegations. Alabama State Rep Ed Henry insisted the women should be prosecuted for waiting so long to speak out.
Moore has turned the scandal into a fundraising appeal, urging God-fearing conservatives to help him fight back by chipping in a donation.
The fact that he's sending out fundraising appeals based on this, to me, is really bad form.
Republicans on Capitol Hill have mostly distanced themselves from Judge Moore. Among them, Senator John McCain, who urged Moore to immediately drop out of the race. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, who won her Senate seat in 2010 with a write-in campaign, is urging acting Alabama Senator Luther Strange to do the same. Mola Lengi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And developing this afternoon, Montana Senator Steve Daines said in a Twitter post today that he has pulled his endorsement and support for Roy Moore for U.S. Senate in light of this news. And coming up later in the show, Aaron will be back with your weekend forecast. And police in Billings are handing out more turkeys than tickets these days. See how they're giving back to the community after the break.